Hi there, rockers. Here we've got a lesson on the power of music, okay? And before moving on, let's see if you recognize this introduction. Okay, it's a beautiful song, but it's very emotional. So let's see. Tears in Heaven, yes, by Eric Clapton. Oh, it has a sad history behind. So let's see how much you know about it and if you can interpret it in another way. Hmm. Here we've got Eric Clapton and his son, Connor. He was 4 years old when there was this tragedy. This tragedy happened. At that time, Eric and the boy's mother were separated. Okay, and so that morning, Eric had spent with the boy in the park, and then he came back home. He left it there with the mother, and 20 minutes after, he received the terrible, yes, the sad piece of news. And well, this is back 1991, as you see, March the 20th, all right? But pay attention, I mean, it did not result in criminal charges, although it was investigated, and there were changes after that, okay, regarding the buildings and the security and a lot of things. So let's see exactly what happened. Connor was 4 years old. He was staying with his mother, Lori Del Santo, in an apartment on the 53rd floor of the Galleria building in Manhattan. It belonged to this woman's friend. That noon, a cleaning woman, mediodía, was working in the apartment. As part of her task, she opened the tilt window to ventilate. The building's windows do not have safety bars, something that would later be heavily criticized. Connor, who was playing, ran toward the open window, slipped and leaned out, and fell into the void. Cayó al vacío. Think about it, from a 53rd floor and four blocks, I mean, I think on the 48th or something, the baby hit against the roof, and that's when he died. So imagine it's a second, yes, a second. I mean, there are lots of criticism towards the security, obviously, to start with, but then on the mother's taking care of the kid. But I tell you the truth, it's just a second. The fall was immediate. The accident happened about 20 minutes after Eric Clapton, who had spent the morning with him, said goodbye with the last exchange. Bye, Dad. See you later. Okay. Was it carelessness? Was it a negligence? Or was it a tragedy? Well, yes, legally and according to the official investigation, it was classified as a tragic accident. No criminal charges were filed for involuntary manslaughter. It was not on purpose. There was human error for sure, but it was not considered criminal negligence. The worker opened the window to clean, as she normally did. The building did not have mandatory safety devices, something that changed after the case. New York implemented new regulations on windows in buildings where children lived. I guess everywhere also, no? But there were no charges against the mother, the building staff, or the caretaker or employee. And in human terms, it was a preventable tragedy. Many media outlets spoke of a change of oversight. First, lack of window locks, lack of supervision in that exact minute, insufficient safety regulations, but there was no deliberate negligence according to the law. Now, as regards Eric Clapton, the death of Connor devastated Eric Clapton and changed his personal and artistic life. From that grief, Tears in Heaven was born, written for his son, one of the most emotional songs of his career. Regarding his history, Eric did not have a wonderful, before the birth, before Connor's birth, He was under different situations, all right? He was he had to treat his addictions and all that. The birth of the boy changed his way of living life, and then went this tragedy after 4 years. Tears in Heaven is one of Eric Clapton's most emotional and personal songs. It's not just a famous song, because it became very famous in 1992, but it's a grief set to music created after the death of his son Connor in 1991, as we mentioned before. Meaning, it's not a religious song in the strict sense. Clapton does not claim that he will see his son in heaven, but he wonders, yes, he questions himself, se pregunta, if that would be possible. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Clapton expresses his deepest fear. Would his son recognize him, or has death created an impossible distance? Would it be the same? He wonders whether the father-son bond is a connection, yes, would exist in the same way in another realm. He also expresses the need to move forward, even though the pain is still there. I must be strong and carry on. Ahora igual lo vamos a analizar todo line by line. Creation. Clapton composed the guitar part in a very intimate, almost whispered way, así como un susurro. Jennings helped structure the lyrics, respecting Clapton's feelings. It was recorded in a minimalist way, without big arrangements. It first appeared on the Rush 1991 soundtrack and later on the Unplugged 1992 album, where it gained worldwide fame. In 1993, it won 3 Grammy Awards: Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Male Voice Performance, and it also Best Song Written, a visual medium for the film Rush. Okay. In 2004, Clapton announced that he would no longer perform the song live, ya no más en vivo, because it had a different feeling, okay? He explained that he no longer felt the unbearable pain, ese dolor insoportable, that had given rise to it. I don't play it anymore because I don't want to continue living in that emotional state. That wound healed in another way. Esa herida sanó de otra forma, ¿no? Tears in Heaven is often used in documentaries and programs about loss, grief, and tributes. You will listen to it immediately. The song speaks directly about grief, spiritual uncertainty, esta cuestión, pero no es exactamente religioso, ¿ok? Guilt, culpa, and the need to move forward after a devastating loss. Y ahí vamos verso por verso. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Clapton expresses the fear that his son might not recognize him. This reflects guilt, acá hay culpa, ¿no? The feeling that he wasn't present enough in Connor's life. Would it be the same? He wonders whether their bond could survive beyond life. It reflects doubt, not certainty. Then it says, I must be strong and carry on. Clapton speaks to himself. Grief doesn't disappear. You live with it. O sea, obviamente vive con eso, ¿no? I'm trying to play it. But you know my name. I love it. If I saw you in heaven. I cannot play it all. I must be strong and carry on. Clapton speaks to himself. Grief doesn't disappear. You live with it. 4. Because I know I don't belong here in heaven. Although he wishes he would be with his son, he knows it's not his time. Life must continue. Second verse. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? The tender father-child image, symbolizing trust and innocence. Es el padre agarrado de la mano del hijito. Would you help me stand? Not only physical, but his son gave him emotional balance, como les contaba antes, know what he suffered before. Yes, his addictions and all that. I'll find my way through night and day. He will try to navigate the constant pain of grief. Because I know I just can't stand here in heaven reinforces the idea of acceptance. He must keep living. This is the bridge. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knees, time can break you, but not necessarily heal you. Time can break your heart, have you begging, please. The powerful image of emotional collapse and pleading for, cuando uno pide por favor, begging es rogar. Beyond the door, there's peace, I'm sure. The door symbolizes death. Clapton believes Connor is at peace. And I know there will be no more tears in heaven. In the place where his son is, there is no suffering. It's the song's most comforting line. Esa podría ser, ¿no? Ay. These are all the main resources. Oh, it's not easy to make this video. I must have listened to it so many times and sang it, and sharing it with students. I don't know how you feel. I hope you can express anything about it, but and see it in a different way. All right, and take care of everybody, please. Take care of yourself. Take care of your relatives, friends, little kids. Well, I hope you have a great time. Okay, keep on rocking it. Bye.